What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad live choices, going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Nancy, Daniel, all the greats. Plus, you get access to our nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we have projected for each individual prop, plus where the best lines are at. Most importantly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? Well, it's my Discord where I'm throwing in all my bets each and every day. Just going over to scoresandodds.com/Discord. Get on in there. Yeah, we got a decent amount today. Yesterday did not go great. Had some overs and yeah, lots of blowouts. A lot of blowouts there. And then Anthony Davis, for some reason, couldn't get a rebound in the last 10 minutes of the game. I don't understand why. Still up 5.5 Gs this month. So not going too badly. Got a decent amount of bets today. Let's just get started here. Kelly Oubre over 29.5 points, rebounds, assists. Don't know if I take this anymore. LaMelo Ball has now been moved to questionable. He was ruled out when I made the bet. So again, probably staying away from most of these. PJ Washington over 4.5 rebounds, -106 over at FanDuel. Don't know if I did that. Plumlee under 10.5 rebounds. Still like this one, -130 over at Bet365. Plumlee, this is just too high of a number. Generally, you can get around 8 or 9 per most games. For some reason, I never seem to get it right. He has been hitting this at a pretty decent clip recently, still averaging 9.3 on the season. Just, it's too high of a number. It's kind of that simple. It's one of those bets. Terry Rozier over 2.5 3-pointers made. Again, don't know if I'd end up betting this. Yeah, he's LaMelo being there changes that a little bit. Again, one of those unfortunate circumstances where you get a bet in and then all of a sudden someone gets ruled in or out, and it changes things. Who knows? Ball might end up playing, might end up not playing, but who knows? This one, not even on the board really. It's at 19.5. I got it at 23.5 on the under. I wonder what Rozier's 3-point line has changed to. Yeah, I guess that's the one bet that is probably still minus or plus 120 now on the over of 3.5. So yeah, that one moved drastically. It's just one of those spots. So we'll move on that. Paolo Banchero over 31.5 points, rebounds, assists, -109 over at Barstool. I think it's moved to -112. Still like it. If you don't have Barstool, then I'd hit it all the way up to -120. He's been fantastic. 20 plus points in 5 out of the last 6 games. Getting a ton of boards, ton of assists, averaging 10.4 assists plus rebounds over the last 6 games. We currently have him projected for, let's see, Paolo, 33.72. I still think that is too low of a projection. I have him projected for around 35. So getting this at 31.5, massive upside. You can still get -115 over at MGM if you don't have Barstool. Wagner under 4.5 rebounds, -117 over at Caesars. We currently have projected for like 4.3. I think that's a little bit high. I'm rolling with the under. Levine under 4.5 assists, -125 over at Bet365. Let's see where you can find that at other places. Levine, just too high of a number. We have projected 4.29. You can get -122 over at FanDuel. That's a solid line there. Vooch under 1.5 3-pointers made. -125 over at Bet365. Let's see where that's at in other spots. But Vooch has been hitting this over, but it's not based on volume. 2, 3, 5, 4 shot attempts over the last 4 games. He's averaging 1.6 3-pointers made on the season. Not a great match going up against New York. New York does not allow a ton of 3-pointers. If I remember correctly, no, they actually might be above average. Still too high of a line here. I'm rolling with it. You can get -120 over at PointsBet. Over 9.5 rebounds, -125 over at Win, -125 over at Bet365. Let's check where it's at. In other spots, I know that you can't get, a lot of states don't have that. Yeah, -130 over at MGM. Still would hit it there. Guy's averaging like 10.7 on the season. He's been in a rough patch recently. 8, 8, 11, 6, and 11 over the last 5 games. But prior to that, last month, averaged 10.9 rebounds per game. The month before, 11.9. Been doing really well on the board. It's going to need him for a decent amount of minutes going up against New York. Too low of a number here at 9.5. It should be at 10.5. Tyler Hero under 5.5 assists. You can get that at minus 128 over at Barstool. Hero's averaging 10 potential assists per game the last 6-10 games, something like that. Averaging 4.7 rebounds per game this month. Just too high of a line, sitting at 5.5, even with a heavy juice there. I really like the under. Simons over 21.5 points, minus 115 over at FanDuel. Simons, even with Lillard back in the lineup this month, solid shot volume, 17.2 shot attempts per game, 23.5, I believe, points per game. So the numbers have been better than this. I don't know why it's so low, even in not great matchup. What do we have projected for? We currently have him projected for 21.65. I think that's too low. Excellent stall match going up against San Antonio. Rolling with the under. Over. Rolling with the under on Nurk rebounds of 11.5. Too high of a number. Should be at 10.5. Just strictly too high of a number. He drastically played better than he should have. Going up against Gobert in the last two matchups, I think he had 16 and 15 rebounds in the last two matchups. But overall, hitting the under at a pretty decent clip. No reason that it should be at 11.5, not 10.5. Mobley, under 26.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 103 over at Barstool. I'm mostly hitting this because it's minus 103. I have this well over a 50% chance of hitting. Mobley, just too high of a number. Why it's at, let's see if it's what's that over on other sites. Minus 105 over DK. It's still at that. We haven't projected for 25.79. I think that's a little bit too high. Going to be a low-scoring game. 212.5 total, if I remember correctly. Still going to be a close one. That one back in there, not really worth it. Going with the under. Donovan Mitchell over 3.5 rebounds. I had this at minus 102 at FanDuel. It's moved to minus 106 over at FanDuel. I also hit it at minus 108 over at Caesars. I really, really like this one. Mitchell, we had projected for 4. He's averaging over 4 per game on the season. Most of the games where he's hit the under have been massive blowouts. This game has a 2-point spread. Should be close. Mitchell, 3.5 rebounds, just too low of a line. Hitting Jared Allen under 11.5 points, minus 111 over at FanDuel. Too high of a line. Garland over 19.5 points, minus 115 over at FanDuel. He's been in a tough shooting stretch recently. Just has not shot the ball well. The shot volume's been fairly consistent throughout the course of the season. This month, he's averaging about the same as he has been this entire month. Overall, it's just a bad line, 19.5, and they're just putting it at that because of him shooting the ball poorly, but no reason to think that he's going to continue shooting 26% from beyond the arc, 35%, I think, from the field overall. Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points, minus 125 over at Win. I'm guessing that line has moved. It's moved over to 26 in most spots. I still like it at 26, to be honest. Mitchell is good. Close game, even though it's going to be low scoring. Shot volume is fantastic, averaging well over this on the season. We haven't projected for 23.91. I don't agree with that at all. You can still get 25.5 over at FanDuel. Isaiah Stewart under 8.5 rebounds. We currently have him projected for 8, I think. Yeah, you can get that minus 111 over at Caesars. Let me check to see where the best line is at. Stewart, loading. Yeah, we have him projected for 8, going up against Charlotte. Plumlee's still a decent rebounder. I'm rolling with the under. Wagner over 6.5 rebounds, minus 134 at FanDuel. FanDuel is the one where this is just drastically different than other sites. Most other sites, I think, have them at minus 150, minus 160. Yeah, I think you can still get it at FanDuel. I don't know why it's not showing up here, but it's staying at minus 150. It's moving up to 7.5 and a lot over on PointsBet. Wouldn't be surprised if it moves to 7.5 in most spots. How you doing there, dude, man, pa? It's been a while. I shall feed you. Bol under 0.5 3-pointers made. I disagree with RG projections on this. I like the under. We haven't projected 0.61. Bol, I run back, not really getting as much playing time. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of the last 7 games, he's only had 2 3-pointers made. He's averaging 1 shot attempt per game over the last 7. Just not shooting a ton from beyond the arc, not getting a ton of minutes. Don't know why we haven't projected for 0.61, but definitely rolling with the under. Same thing with Wagner, under 1.5 3-pointers made, minus 115 over bet 365. Vooch, over 2.5 assists, plus 112 over at Barstool. I have this slightly over a 50% chance of hitting. I think 51% chance of hitting, which gives you a nice 7.5%, 8% ROI, getting it plus 112 over at Barstool. I think it's saying it plus 105 over at some other sites. Let's see, plus 105 over at MGM, plus 105 over at DK, plus 104 over at FanDuel. I'll hit it at any plus odds. Don't take it at minus odds, but plus odds, it's still pretty solid. Keldon Johnson, over 5.5 rebounds, minus 106 over at FanDuel. Just too low of a line here. We'll go ahead and check out Parlay IQ, see what they have on tap here. Rathan, let's see. We're going to check to see what the line is at, but likes over the point rebounds at 19.5. Sorry, loading. Pinnacle doesn't even have a line out on that because they don't have anything over on points plus rebounds, but the best line is loading, 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 enhance. This line is minus 113 over at FanDuel. I'm going to end up hitting that. Seth Curry, points plus rebounds. He's currently questionable, so I think that kind of throws things off a little bit. Yeah. So I'm probably going to stay away from that because I don't know if he's going to end up playing. Who knows? Although with Clay ruled out, might be a solid bet. Let's see, Marathon points. Let's check out him. See what the best line is for that. Looks like the best line is over at FanDuel. I'll hit that one. Let's see, Giddey. Points, rebounds, assists. I never get this one right. I've hit it quite a few times. Every time I hit the under, it ends up going poorly. We currently have the project for well under that. It looks like 28.5. Let's see where the best line is. See what Pinnacle has to say. Getting it minus, you can get it at 29.5 at most places. I'm probably staying away from that one. Hero, over 2.5 3-pointers made, minus 120 over at FanDuel. Likes that. I try and stick to the higher EV ones. Let's check out Capella, see where the best line is for him on the under on rebounds. It's a high line sitting there at 12.5. Go ahead and check it out and see where the best line is. Getting it even money seems pretty solid there. Probably going to end up rolling with that. Capella, plus 100, not bad. I'll hit that one. Nurk, under 11.5 rebounds. I already hit that one. Keldon Johnson, under 2.5 assists. Don't know how I feel about that one. Let me check out what Pinnacle has to say. Over there and see where the best line is at. Getting at plus 128 odds seems solid, but 2.5 is probably too low of a line. I'm going to end up staying away from that. Plumlee, under 9.5 rebounds. I got a 10.5, so same. Under points plus. Yeah, we do not like the over on points. I'm in full on disagreement with them. Gary Trent Jr., over 2.5 rebounds. That's an interesting one. I haven't looked into that one at all. Let's go ahead and check where the best line is for that. If you guys want to end up hitting it, not, you can just you do it over at Parlay IQ. You just click the button and boom, throw it into there. I'm assuming best line's over at PointsBet plus 125. I'm going to stay away from that one. Jokic, under points plus rebounds, under points plus rebounds plus assists. I'm staying away from that one. I might end up hitting his over. Randall, under 38.5 points, rebounds, assists. I could be talked into that one. Let's see where the best line is at. See if it's anything better. Let's see. The best line looks like it's minus 115 over at DraftKings, not FanDuel. FanDuel's moved to minus 122, so going to stay away from that. Gobert, under 13.5 rebounds, going up against the Clippers. Let's see. Best line is at minus 113 over at FanDuel. 20% EV. I'm going to stay away. I'm going to end up hitting. Let's see. Why am I not seeing my bet slip? Log back in here. get that. All right, let's see. 226. Max they'll let me get. 262.6. Max they'll let me get there. 100, of course, is the max they'll let me get on. Oh, boom. I'll go ahead and throw those into my thing. But yeah, that's it. Show. Be back again tomorrow. Right here. Later, kids.